morning, everybody. It is Saturday the 29th, otherwise known as opening day of Pennsylvania rifle season. I'm just looking at this spike. That's the third time today I've seen him. He caught me down by Dad's stand. He watched me climb into my stand. Now he's walking in front of me at 60 yards. If I hear a shot ring out, that'll be my neighbor. I just need short round to do that exact same thing. I'm gonna let the rifle bark. You don't get a much easier shot than that. He's probably at 50 now. Easy broadside. Unfortunately, there's only one buck I can shoot up here, and that's short round. I don't think I'm taking a doe either. As the ratio sits now, I'm seeing a lot more does than bucks, but depends how bad I need a hand warmer, I guess. I hate to go home at the end of the season with no meat in the freezer. Stock's getting real low. But anyway, I'll be sitting here watching this spike, saving battery. Catch you if anything bigger walks by. Another 4-point. Wee little bitty 4-quart. 20 after 11. First deer I've seen in a while. First deer I've seen since about 8 o'clock this morning, actually. Toes are getting numb. But that's 3 deer so far today. All young bucks. Saw my neighbor out walking around in front of his box blind around 9 o'clock. He walked off to the far edge of his property and I heard a shot. And I heard a side-by-side get down the hill. Now somebody's putting a snow fence in his yard. But his 4-wheeler is still parked right next to me. I don't know, maybe he shot that spike. Got a ride with my other neighbor down the hill. Or, that's somebody else entirely. I have no idea. I haven't seen him go back to his box blind, but I might have just been looking the way the deer are coming from. Yeah, what happened was, got that little 4-quart coming in. Turned the camera on, wind shifted, hit me on this side, and went straight to him. That'll be why he shoved off with his tail up. You'll have that on these big jobs. Well, I'm gonna save battery. Get back to freezing. hopefully something bigger starts moving soon. Well, as you saw by the scope cam, I do believe I just smoked a doe. Hey, can't claim to be a meat hunter if you don't bring any meat home. I do believe she went down just over at the edge of my property, so I think I'm gonna climb down. Look at the hit site. Look for some deer. Look for some blood. Didn't actually see her fall because of the 3 other does that came through with her. Kind of all got intertwined with her. So I'm hoping she is down first of all. I only saw 3 leave and 4 came in, so I believe she's down right over there. Let's go see her. Well, we just got up on this big old doe here. She is an absolute hammer. She had me nervous a couple times during the track. When I got down out of the stand and I walked over to the hit site, she actually jumped and ran over onto my neighbor's property. I guess I just didn't quite give her enough time. I thought I hit her a lot further up here. Turns out my shot was further back than I originally thought. And it actually looks like it went in mid-body and shot straight down. Either that or somebody else had already hit this deer, but either way, we got meat in the freezer, doe tag filled, we're on the board. Didn't originally want to take a doe up here, but when I saw a group of 4 come in, I figured we could spare one. So, meat's in the freezer. Now we're hunting for bones. Stay tuned. Season ain't over yet. Alright, everybody. It is 7:34 on Sunday, November 30th. Day 2, Pennsylvania rifle season. Tried to take extra time getting up the hill because didn't want to get sweaty, but I got too many layers on. With that said, I think I'm the only one on the hill today other than Dad. So we might actually have some natural deer movement. Here's hoping. But short round still nowhere to be seen. I sure do hope he pops up today. Right here at my stand. only had one doe tag. Just to put a little meat in the freezer. Now that that's filled, I'm out for the big boy. I have yet to see him in rifle season, but there's always a chance. With the woods being quiet today, he may be on his feet moving around. It's about 25 degrees. So hopefully these deer are moving. I don't know what happened to me last night, but after we skinned that doe, I about collapsed on the couch. Had a fever. Couldn't eat. Woke up this morning, was just in a puddle of sweat. Head was swimmy. So we're not feeling tip-top shape, but still able to get in the woods. So I'm going. We only get 2 weeks of rifle season. We gotta make her count. So that said, I'm gonna settle in here. Set the camera arm up and see if anything walks by. See you then. Alright folks, 8:30. Well, 8:36. No movement yet. I was just kind of sitting here thinking to myself, like, it's funny. I've only ever killed does with a rifle. I've only ever killed bucks with a bow. And since I started recording, I've only killed bucks. That's the first doe I've actually killed on camera. I'd love to turn that around. Kill short round on camera. But we'll just have to wait and see. All he needs to do is mess up once. We've got about the right conditions. Decent wind direction for the speed that it is. It's pushing out towards the sanctuary property. So those bucks, if they're on the off wind, might take a chance and move across. Now chances are, with all the disturbance yesterday, between me shooting that doe and my neighbor walking around with all the people we brought up, side by sides running up and down the hill, there's a chance they just say screw that and stay on the sanctuary property. But I'm hoping the offset, I'm hoping the quietness of today, nobody else out on a Sunday. Offsets that. They might take a little movement, wander out of that sanctuary. My property butts up against it, so there's a non-zero chance that if they venture out of that sanctuary just a little bit, they're in rifle range of my stand. If not up here, they might be in range of Dad down below. Deer coming in. Good buck. Good buck. hard to pass. Wow, that's a good buck. That was one of the most difficult bucks I've ever passed in my life. That was a giant buck. That gets the heart going, man. Frick, man. Didn't get the greatest footage on my phone, but I had him on the scope cam. Oh, why did I pass that? He's not short around. He's not short around. Man. Stud. I wish Dad was up here. He would have shot that buck, no question. I gotta find a way to get two stands up here. Man, what a buck. Incredibly difficult. I'll probably kick myself in the ass for that one, but he's not short round, so I have meat in the freezer. I want short round. Don't ever let me get this fixed on one buck ever again. That was a stud. Well, if there's one big buck cruising, there's probably more. Let's settle in and hope short round shows up. Well, folks, 20 after 10. No sign of deer movement since that absolute giant walked in. That had to be short round sun. He had a very, very similar rack shape, wide spaced tines, low to his head, wide. But he had more mass and not enough tines. He actually looked very similar to what Short Round did last year. So I'm thinking it's probably an offspring. It just didn't quite get as wide. It got more mass instead. Beautiful buck. Be honest, I was kind of hoping kicking the camera back on. Deer. It worked. Young buck. I'm not shooting. Just getting footage. Wow. folks, we received a report. It's 11:38. Dad just had 3 deer between him and his water hole. Well, that water hole is 22 yards from his stand. So he just had 3 deer within 10 yards. He said the biggest one was probably 2.5-year-old. I don't know if he got any pictures or anything, but if he does, or if he did, I'll put them in here. It's been all quiet on top of the hill since that 4-point came through. No movement whatsoever, not even a bird. So, he said those deer came off the sanctuary land, stood between him and the water hole, and went right back to the sanctuary land. So, makes perfect sense to me with all the pressure that stirred up yesterday. They're sticking over where it's safe. But we've had a few. We had that 4-point come off, turn around and go back. We caught that big giant on his transition over into the sanctuary. So, I don't know if Short Round's already over there, or if he is still out and about somewhere, maybe down in the swamp. But if he's out and about, he's going to the sanctuary, and he'll have to walk past me to get there. The last time I saw him in person, he was taking a doe over to the sanctuary. That was the week before the end of bow season, so I'm assuming he's ventured out since then. But perhaps he took her back to the sanctuary, bred her, and just stayed there. If that's the case, he's probably not coming back out this way until about February, based on his past behavior. But if that's the case, I really should have shot that buck earlier today. Well, you never know that's the case. That's the thing about hunting wild deer. They can be anywhere at any time. Like I said, 12:15. We've now at least both seen deer. I'm holding out as long as I can. I only ate 4 chicken tenders yesterday before I passed out. So I'm going to try and last as long as I can before I'm too starving to stay here. Well, folks, 12:30. Still no movement up here. I think I might call it a day. Whatever bug hit me last night, it's back. My guts are not pleased about it. Add to that, I can't feel my toes. Fingers are gone. And I haven't seen a deer in 2 hours. It might be time to go thaw out. I'm out of hot chocolate. I'm not having a good time. And when you're not having a good time, you're going to burn yourself out in the woods. So, I think I might call it a day and be back tomorrow. Hopefully I feel better. Maybe get the right buck out here. I don't know if Dad's going to call it a day, but I don't know. He might wind up taking this stand. Or maybe he'll stay in his. I don't know. He's seen more deer than I have today. Oh. Yeah, it's starting to really suck up here. There'll be better hunting days ahead. I think that's going to do it for the opening weekend of Pennsylvania Rifle Season 2025. I'm Barry Yonridge. You're watching Yonder the Ridge Outdoors. I'll see you in the next one.